Oh, T. And she was right, and you should listen to her. People are cheering. I'm people. Okay. What the hell? Okay, wait. This visual of her in the rain with the glittery bra and the rhinestone belt is giving Baby One More Time on the Dream Within a Dream tour. I wish I had been able to listen to this album when I was on tour living my goddamn life this summer. Let me tell you, there are a few nights on the days off between shows that I needed to listen to this song in the Uber on the way home. If you're offended, say a prayer. Spit, diva. Whoa, it is weird to be back. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach. I am the Swiftologist, and today I'm going to be finally reacting to Addison Rae's debut record titled Addison. Apparently she's dropping the Rae, and I'm interested in why we're doing that. Perhaps listening to this project will make it more clear to me. Now, you may or may not have known that I have been on a US tour. We did 10 shows of my podcast, Evolution of a Snake. We had the most incredible time. Unfortunately, when I was away, a lot of things happened. Addison came out, Miley came out, Marina came out. We've got Lorde coming out next week. So let me tell you a little bit of scheduling stuff before we get all the way into this video. So the unedited reaction of this video that you're watching right now will be up on the Patreon, patreon.com/Swiftologist. If you don't want to sign up, you can buy it as a one-off purchase. That is where I'm also going to be reacting to Marina and Miley. It's just kind of been too long, and I have too many other videos in the pipeline that I need to get done. So those will not be going up on my YouTube channel at all. If you are interested in seeing those, you can find them again on Patreon. Otherwise, you can look forward to a Lorde Virgin reaction, which will be coming next week. I am very, very excited about that. I loved What Was That? I think Man of the Year is okay. I'm actually avoiding listening to Hammer until next week because we're so close. I might as well just wait and listen to it all at once. So if you're excited to see that, then stay tuned because it's coming next week. Now, the Addison Rae thing has been the hardest thing to avoid because every gay in the world has been talking about this goddamn record. And it's kind of crazy to me because I think there's only like 4 new songs out of what we've already heard because this album campaign has been so protracted and has been going on since Diet Pepsi came out. So maybe I can give you my overarching thoughts on Addison before we jump right into the record. I will be listening to the songs I've already heard because I want to get a sense for how the project flows. And how do I feel about what I've heard so far? Well, very positive. I think that Addison Rae is an incredibly malleable vessel. There is something almost kind of like vacant about her that I have been really drawn to ever since she did Obsessed. I've been an Addison Rae truther since before she became cool and got anointed by Charli XCX. I loved Obsessed. I loved I Got It Bad. I loved To Die For. I was all over those leaks before the EP finally came out. There is something very special about her commitment to performance. To me, she is like a true music video girl. There's something very telegenic about who she is. Does that translate live? I'm not sure. I've seen the clips of her various performances that she's been doing, and in a complimentary way, it very much gives Britney Spears' M&M's tour, which, I mean, you just have to look up and figure out the history to that. I'm not here to be your pop culture Sherpa today. You can go and find that information, why it is pertinent to Addison Rae, on your own time, because today I have some field work to get into. I have some listening to do. So I loved Diet Pepsi. I really liked Headphones On. I think Fame is a Gun is amazing. All of the music videos have been really good. It's very curious to me that the label has invested this much into a project from an as yet not profitable artist. Like before Diet Pepsi came out, there wasn't really a reason to be giving her this budget. I have to think that she has an incredible management team, and also that, you know, the kind of votes of credibility from people like Charli XCX, who has a lot of clout in the taste side of this industry, have really helped Addison be put in a position where she can succeed. I also think that it's incredible that it is pretty much an all-female production team from this record. That is so rare. Some of the biggest girl bosses in the industry, Taylor Swift, have never accomplished a feat like that. So it is very inspiring and compelling to me that we're getting like truly a new voice in pop. Like these are not the same producers that we hear over and over again. It's not the like hyperpop crowd. It's also not the Jack Antonoff. It's not the Max Martin. It's not the Dan Nigro even. There is something truly unique going on here. And I think that the fact that we don't expect much from Addison Rae means that she has, you know, the ability to surprise, shock, and delight us in a way that other artists that carry the weight of an expectation maybe don't. What I have been kind of tuning into here and there while I've been on tour. I've fastidiously avoided any leaks. Like I literally have not heard a single snippet of any of the songs that are not publicly available before the album came out. But what I did look at was a lot of the interviews that she did. She did an incredible interview with Switched on Pop, which they do great interviews, by the way. She was talking about how having good taste is a gift. She is just kind of a girl from Ohio, and she was like spam posting on TikTok trying to make something of herself in this world. And not everyone is born with the access to good taste. Not everyone is able to, from birth, have the ability to be surrounded by people that can tell you what looks good and what doesn't look good. For a random example, now that I'm just spitting off the top of my head, this Romy Mars stuff, she's Sofia Coppola's daughter. She's coming out with a very stylized, aestheticized project at the age of 17. Do I think that the product is good? Do I think the music is good? Well, no, but she's 17, so I'm letting her cook. But she can come right out the gate with a stylized, good taste, visuals that pass muster with people who think visuals are important. She has the ability to kind of immediately get taken seriously in a way that someone like Addison Rae definitely didn't when she came out with a song like Obsessed. Let's not forget how that was received. It was mocked. It was made fun of. Not by me. Never by me. I am a friend to Addison Rae. So I'm excited, very excited to hear this record. It's also, the gays are saying it's the most transformational thing in the world. There's definitely a part of like the terminally online crowd gassing it up in a way that perhaps does not match the reality of how the project is being received by the public. But this record did debut at number 4 on the Hot 100, which I think is crazy and really inspiring and fun for a brand new artist to achieve. So congrats to Addison Rae on that. I'm going to start with New York. This is the first track. It is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're just clearing ringtone allegations. We're just clearing it, but Elvira's on it. What do I expect from this? Well, I'm a former New Yorker. I have a personal relationship with New York. New York's also one of those places that has a lot of songs written about it. So it'll be interesting. We have Empire State of Mind. We have New York by St. Vincent. Just off the top of my head, there are plenty of songs about New York. So I'm curious to hear what Addison Rae's take on it. I didn't know she had a very personal relationship with the city. I thought she was more of an LA girl. But let's see.
Take a bite of the Big Apple.
Take a bite of the Big Apple. Welcome to New York. Okay, pop star. Classic. Okay. All right. Now I see why the Charlie fans are all over this. This sounds like the end of a night out in New York. Feeding my soul, answering my prayer. Kick, drum, chew, gum. Okay. People are cheering. I'm people. Oh, so good. Okay. What the hell? Okay, wait. I feel like I'm at Lebain with the pool inside the club. Now, this is why we need new producers in mainstream pop, okay? They bring a little something different to the table. They bring us new signatures. They bring us things we haven't heard before. I feel like a production signature that Addison Rae and her team have is kind of dialing things up at the end of the song. It's that very like last chorus where there's like a key change or a modulation or an intensity of the background instrumentation that really elevates an otherwise kind of like standard pop song into being something else. So as an album opener, this is very interesting to me. And when we're talking about taste and traversing the journey of becoming tasteless to becoming tasteful, I mean, a move from LA to New York is very, or just even positioning the listener from going from LA to New York is a very intentional decision, I feel, because New York is definitely considered, to be a more upper crust, higher brow, intellectual epicenter of art. LA is more about like celebrity and Hollywood and film, but New York is about like taste and intelligence and even music too. So I think if we're going on a journey with this record, starting with this song is really interesting to me. Also, I like how Addison's lyricism is plain, but it's not inane. It's like it's not like there's no point to what she's saying. Pick me up in the Bowery with a black car. I want to go dance. I want to feel free. I love it here. I don't want to murder myself. There's a freedom that you do get from relocating to New York, moving there at a specific purpose in time. It has been written about by so many. Walking through a crowd, the village is aglow. Many people have done this before. And I think when you're able to put your own spin on a well-worn path like that, there's a cliche in literature that there are a lot of essays about leaving New York, making the decision to leave New York. Goodbye to All That is a great essay by Joan Didion if you're interested in that. That's kind of the gold standard that you like hold yourself up to. I suppose Empire State of Mind is kind of the gold standard of a New York song, but this is a great entry into that canon. And New York is one of those places where it's endlessly inspiring. There can't be too many songs written about it. So Addison Rae, off to a wonderful start. I'm impressed, and you know what? I'm going to keep staying impressed because we're moving on to the song of the century, which is Diet Pepsi. And this is the most Lana moment on the album, I feel. Diet Pepsi to me is a very Californian song, conversely to New York. It is very, very, I don't know, classically American West, I guess. This chorus really is so, so good. And the more I listen to it, the more production elements I notice. That lower harmony here. Her Wrapped in the American Flag on the car is so Lana, but in a way that I really feel pays homage and it's not copying. Because Lana was never this upbeat. Even in this video, Addison is like losing her shit, like rolling around, smiling. Lana didn't smile. Lana was not smiling during Born to Die. Okay, Diet Pepsi, Money is Everything is up next after that. Now, Money is Everything is a 2-minute song, and we all know how I feel about 2-minute songs. Ringtone, ringtone. I'm either gonna go, what was the point of that, or why isn't this longer? And that's not a place I like to be in, okay? I like to be in a place of feeling as though I got my fix with a song. And I don't know that I'm gonna get my fix here, but let's go.
Mama always told me to save my money, so I never had to rely on a man
Oh,
to
T.
take care of me.
And she was right, and you should listen to her.
But money's not coming with me to heaven. And
That's
I
also
don't
true.
have it.
Period. Addison.
Can't get the sunshine busting through the ceiling.
Okay, now you see, why is this 2 minutes long?
Diamonds are my best friend, like a melody.
Not the Marilyn reference. It is really interesting to see this persona emerge.
This DJ play Madonna, wanna roll
Play Madonna.
get high with Gaga and the
Okay, well, I think we can all relate to that.
get the sunshine busting through the ceiling.
This is really good. Hell yeah. Why is it 2 minutes long? Okay, now we needed a bridge. We needed a bridge. If we had a bridge,
Best friend, like a melody. Say it, baby, don't lie.
well, yes. And you should be. When you're making songs like this, you should be the richest girl in the world. Okay, fun. Okay, camp. Okay, performance. Okay, persona. So what I'm getting here is that Addison is, again, she's a vessel. She is creating a persona very similar in the way that Lana was doing Born to Die. And I know that Lana rails against the Born to Die, the persona thing. She really was not happy with it being called that at the time. But I think because we can see like what Lana has evolved into as an artist, it's very clear to me, and I think to most people, that Born to Die was a persona. She has simply not attempted to try on that mode of delivery, that kind of songwriting, that high gloss packaging. She really has never attempted anything like it since. And I think that's because it was like a wig she tried on. It was a persona. And I'm getting this sense with Addison that she is, I mean, from what I hear from her interviews, she's having a lot of fun exploring who she is and being in the vocal booth. And I actually can hear that delight in her vocal takes. You can hear these kind of, these yells, these jaunty celebratory yelps even towards the end of the song. There is something very buoyant and jubilant and funny about it. And, you know, if you want to take this song seriously, well, you're stupid. If you think that she's really saying, I'm the richest guy out, that's not what's going on. But again, this is an album for the people that get it, I feel, which is what may preclude Addison from becoming a main pop girl. But as I've said many times, I think that playing the main pop girl game is kind of futile at a certain point. We have enough of them. And the niche, the B tier, the kind of left of center pop star is where the real tea and the gags are. And Addison, she's doing something. She really is doing something. And this project is something I'm going to have to chew on. I hope there are more visuals because I feel like these two new songs that I've heard deserve to have their moment too. And speaking of visuals, after Money Is Everything, we go into Aquamarine, which is the second single. And I have to say, this was not my favorite song from Addison Rae. I didn't really love this song that much. It wasn't bad, and when it comes on, I'm not turning it off, but I am not seeking this song out. If I had to rank the pre-release singles, it would be number 1, Diet Pepsi, number 2, Fame as a Gun, number 3, Headphones On, number 4, Aquamarine, number 5, High Fashion. High Fashion is a stupid song to me. Of all the songs on the album that feel a little like vapid in a way that doesn't betray a lot of depth or substance, High Fashion is the one. But Aquamarine, I'm going to listen to it because we're listening to the whole thing. Oh, I want to listen to Money Is Everything again. I do appreciate that she is doing something different on every single song. Some girls can't say the same. Some girls do the same thing every time. This song is very much like a vibe check for me. It's like an aura. I can kind of see how it follows on from Money Is Everything. The world is my oyster, I'm the only girl. Okay, I've had just about enough of Aquamarine. Thank you, I got Aquamarine the first time, insofar as I don't care for it that much. Now, the fact that there are interludes on this album essentially that's not my favorite thing in the world. When the album is this short, the interlude thing upsets me because it is kind of an EP. The entire runtime of this album is 33 minutes and 28 seconds. And how many interludes do we have? We have at least 2 interludes. That's 2 interludes too many, babe. 2 interludes too many. We need more songs. But on the other hand, there's something to be said about a concise, tight debut with very little filler. And like Aquamarine isn't my favorite song on the record, but it's certainly not filler. I wouldn't classify it as such. So I hope that these interludes serve a purpose. This is Lost and Found, by the way. Okay, it does sound like it logically flows on from Aquamarine. Not the drugs. When are we gonna stop the drug propaganda? Drugs, lost myself, found myself, drugs. Okay, well, I like it as a vibe check. I think the content is a bit inane. Then it goes into High Fashion. Oh, girls, it's a little bit too on the nose. That's a little bit too on the nose for me. High Fashion is one of the stupider songs on the record, as I said. Let's listen to it again and see if I feel any differently. I am surprised at how characteristic her vocal is. Okay, it actually kind of... Wait. This slaps. I just think the lyrics are stupid, but it sounds good. That's the stupid line. When it comes to shoes, I'll be a slut. When she's wearing these denim jeans with the rhinestone belt and the glittery bra top, I see Britney. We need to talk about the Addison Britney thing. That needs to be discussed. This visual of her in the rain with the glittery bra and the rhinestone belt is giving Baby One More Time on the Dream Within a Dream tour. And there's a bottle of Fantasy on the shelf. There is a bottle of Britney Spears Fantasy on the shelf in the High Fashion music video. And I think that answers all my questions. So Addison has been getting compared to Britney a lot. And I see people getting very upset about that comparison. It's interesting that like anyone who dances is getting compared to Britney at the moment. Tate had the obvious Britney comparison because of how much she bodies the choreo. But in terms of like personality, singing, performance style even, and music, they are actually not very alike at all. Addison Rae and Britney Spears share a DNA, and the DNA of that is vessel. It's the kind of characteristic personality-full blankness. It's a certain malleability. I'm trying to express this in a way that doesn't sound like me saying they are puppets controlled by other people and forces in this world. What I'm saying is they are each kind of very high-functioning mood boards, and they can communicate different things in a very elegant way that all adds up to the same sort of sum, which makes a project or makes a star very interesting. I don't know if I'm articulating this the best way possible. This is a reaction, not a review, so just let me cook. I'm cooking on the spot. The Britney and Addison comparison is about how they are stars in the music video medium. It's the telegenicness of it all. Like Addison can't dance like Britney. She can't perform the way that Britney does, but she has this relationship with the camera's lens and with the viewing public behind that camera lens that Britney Spears very much has. Tate McRae does not have that in terms of, if we're doing the Britney comparisons, that's something that Tate cannot do that Britney does and that Addison does really, really well in these music videos. And I think one of the smartest things about this album rollout was relying on the music video to be the medium that Addison launches herself as a star. Because if we were having her perform every single night on the talk shows, I think some of us would be like, well, what is this? Because she's not quite there yet. I'm sure she can get there. She's going on tour, all of this stuff. But in terms of launching her as a new artist, which is essentially what this is the best way to do it. And I also love that she is like another artist that I will be talking about on this channel very soon that you may have heard of called Adele. She is a student of pop culture. You can really tell that she is learning her references, taking her time, combing back through history, and trying to be reverential or to put herself in the conversation of what's happened before while paying homage to it. This is something that I think Tate McRae really sincerely lacks, and this is what makes her not a Britney Spears kind of acolyte. She does not, in my opinion, study the references, the periods of time in which people compare her to. And you can tell that in the music because it doesn't come through. If it does, you can definitely tell that it's coming through via like a Ryan Tedder, not from her curated hand. With Addison, I can feel the touches of her intaking all of that information in so many different ways. In the costuming, in the fantasy bottle, in the background of the high fashion music video, there are several moments that make me think, oh, you're doing your homework. And I think that's what makes gays so excited about this project, because gays love pop culture and pop culture history, and game recognizes game. If you take it seriously and you pay attention, you can create something that's in conversation with these really iconic images of the past. It's not enough to just imitate it. It has to be about intaking it somehow into your artistry, because all of this music, to me, what Addison Rae is doing, it doesn't sound like it's supposed to be imitating music of yonder year. It is still innovative. It is still forward thinking. There is still a production signature that is not copying something from the past. I have to give my 10s where 10s are due. Up next is a song I haven't heard called Summer Forever. My nightmare. I hate summer. Is Addison booed up? Do we know that? I kind of like that I know very little about her personal life. Makes it much easier to accept her as this like pop enigma. Addison makes music for the Uber ride home from the club. That is a huge compliment. How the hell is she gonna sing this one live? Okay, I mean, if you got a boo in the summertime, you wanna put the windows down, this is like a Diet Pepsi cousin. All of her songs feel kind of like a little daydream. Do you know what I mean? I wish I had been able to listen to this album when I was on tour living my goddamn life this summer. Damn it. But instead I had to come home here and record it for you. Let me tell you, there are a few nights on the days off between shows that I needed to listen to this song in the Uber on the way home. Oh, and a modulation too, like Diet Pepsi. Not my favorite one so far. Money Is Everything in New York are really reigning supreme to me in this current context, but interesting. Again, none of these songs are filler. They are not boring. They don't sound like anything else that's being played or produced at this very moment. So yeah, I understand why I got an 8 on Pitchfork. Up next is another real song, 3 minutes and 34 seconds, called In the Rain. Kind of Madonna coded. Okay, this is her throat clear. This is interesting to me because it seems like this is the first fourth wall break where she's not singing about like a character. This seems to be kind of like a response to what people said and thought about her before she became the diva, knowing that she was gonna have to really turn it out. Exactly. Keeping a smile on my face for protection. There's something to be said about that. And she's a smiley girl. Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like this gives me a better sense of who she is. If you're offended, say a prayer. Spit, diva. Addison DGAF. She DGAF. And I love that about her. The whispers, the ad-libs. She's having fun in that booth. Cute. This is good. Okay, another great song. I mean, what's there to say? I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process of understanding who this character is. And I feel like it's becoming clear as we hear more of it. Up next is Fame as a Gun. And I thought that this music video was so great and so smart and so funny, but also so sexy and so aesthetically pleasing. Fame as a Gun is the most mysterious one to me, content-wise. Yeah, this is a real highlight from the album for me. This is my one confession. It never was enough. I always wanted more. Now, if we want to psychoanalyze into the position of Addison Rae in the public eye, I think this is a good place to do it. And it never was enough. I always wanted more. You see how she really rose to the top of TikTok stardom? Like, she was extremely famous, extremely successful as a TikToker, one of the most accomplished to ever do it, simply with her dancing videos. And she was kind of a laughingstock. She was kind of trolled 24/7. I Love Lying on the Floor, for example, her Netflix movie, her beauty brand, like, she lived a full life as a content creator before this and could have just kept riding that wave forever and never having to try anything or put herself out there or try to acquire taste. But she says here, it never was enough. I always wanted more. And I think what she wanted, in my opinion, was acclaim and was respect from people that had something to care about, because you're not going to get that doing TikTok dances. You're just not. No matter how many followers you have, no matter how much money you make, it's never enough. All right, you know what? I think we've had enough of Fame as a Gun. I love that. Up next is Times Like These. And this is the last new song, I guess. There's one more interlude and then headphones on. So I'm interested. And there's a music video for this that I also haven't seen. So let's dive right in. Is she on the ferry in New York? She is such a star. I just get distracted when I watch her videos. My life moves faster than me. Head out the window, my song on the radio. Let's see how far I go. This is how it feels when your life is passing you by and you don't have a minute to acknowledge it. There is something very interesting to me about how in times like these, it's how it has to be. There isn't really a conclusion. She's like pointing out the fact that her life is moving faster than she can acknowledge or realize. No matter what I try to do, it's not my fate in the end. My life moves faster than me. Can't feel the ground beneath my feet. I think she's been pretty nonstop ever since the I Got It Bad EP came out and people started really demanding more Addison. Actually, really, I'd say the real turning point probably for her was the Von Dutch remix. It seems that she's been like working her ass off since then. I mean, look at all these videos that have come out. Like, those didn't just fall out of a coconut tree. Like, they have been planned, they have been executed over a period of time. Now she's going to be touring and everything is different for her because this record came out and it has immediately been acclaimed. It's been a really big success. So her life will continue to move faster than her. And it's interesting how there is kind of no conclusion to, in times like these, well, that's just how it has to be. What do you mean? What has to be like that? It means you got to keep moving. It means you can't really take a moment to feel the ground before your feet. You just have to go with the goddamn flow. And I think that that is exactly how Addison made this record. That seems to be her creative approach to it, was what feels good goes in. And I want to learn about how other people did this before me. And those two instincts have served her extremely well. So unfortunately, we come to the last thing I haven't heard before, which is Life's No Fun Through Clear Waters. I think that's a great name, but I don't understand why it's not a song. Okay, so this is like a sister to the Lost and Found interlude. It's interesting how we're ending the album. Like, it is a very melancholic vibe that we're going into. In the Rain, through to Headphones On, seems to address like who Addison Rae is as a person. Before it's like, I think a character, it's a little bit conceptual, it's a little bit tongue in cheek. Times like these is about not really being able to experience the moment as it happens to you and letting it pass you by. Life's No Fun Through Clear Waters is, it's like her trying to tell herself that there is, you know, pleasure to be found in tension and in badness and in sadness. And Headphones On to me is about literally tuning the F out. It is about not caring about what's going on around you. It is about feeling and finding solace in your pop music, which is exactly what she's providing here. So thank you, Addison. Let's play a little bit of that as a concluding moment. It's a very interesting place to stop the record, actually, because it's kind of the thesis statement of it.
Put your headphones on. Guess I gotta accept the pain. Need a cigarette to feel
But no cigarettes. You know what? Headphones On is kind of the antidote to times like these, because times like these is about not having the moment to just accepting the pain, needing a cigarette to make it feel better, and putting your headphones on. It's an interesting conclusion. It's a very interesting place to stop. And that's it. That's my reaction to the Addison Rae record. It's just as good as I expected it to be. I mean, the pre-release singles gave a very good overview of what this record was going to be. There weren't any huge gags. Like, there wasn't anything super surprising. I think I was wondering if there was going to be like a very up-tempo moment, but it is kind of a mid to down tempo record overall, which I think is interesting, and not in a way that makes it boring. I think the production style and signature that's being developed here is only just getting started. We're only just scratching the surface. I wouldn't be surprised if Addison was still in the studio doing more. I feel like this project is not done. It is an extremely strong first start. As a debut for an artist that people had very little expectations of, I think she has above and beyond surpassed what people imagined she was capable of. And that is a true accomplishment, and it is a testament to Addison Rae's belief in herself and belief in the instincts of her production team around her. Brava to all the girlies involved in this. It was really great, and it was a pleasure to listen to. So I guess my question for you is, what was your gag? What do you think about this record? Do you think it's as great as the internet says it is? Do you have a controversial opinion about it? And people really want me to talk about this record. So I'm curious as to what you would like me to talk about. Is there anything I said in this video that you would like me to expand upon? Is there anything about Addison, her place in pop culture, or this moment in music that you want me to discuss? I am back from tour, and the business is open. The studio is here. I'm sitting here with my headphones on, making